Hello, everybody. It's Jane from Surface Anthology and Chalk Mercantile. Happy Wednesday. How are you all doing? Having Monday off, really my husband was home because he had the day off. It just kind of threw me. Anytime there's a holiday, my schedule gets thrown. So let me make sure I am up here and live. And then I will get a message out to my text group people. So there we go. All right. And I am considering getting rid of the text app because I know we're all getting really inundated with text messages now from everybody. Let me know how you feel about it. Do you want to hear from me? If you want to join it, I put my text number in the comments. Let me know one way or the other because it's expensive and it's another step for me, right, when I'm going live. And if you watch me on Facebook and YouTube, if you follow me, which would be fabulous, you could click on follow and then adjust all the settings, your follow settings, and you can get notified when I go live. So in that way, we're killing two birds with one stone. But I'm kind of on that line. So you guys let me know what you think. Because I don't send out a lot of texts about stock and when I get something back in. If you'd like to hear more of that, let me know. If you don't want to hear anything about that, let me know. I am going to keep it through the IOD new release because that way I could text my Surface Anthology membership members when that comes in and they know, and then I can let everybody else know because that's important, right? We all want to get in on the new IOD, which is stunning. All right, so I'm going to close my computer and I want to show you a few things today. We're going to be playing around with some leafing. I want to show you how I glue something on. Good morning, Brenda. How are you? Yay! I want to show you how I glue something on that's not flush. Hey, Lourdes, how are you? She's saying, hi, Jane, haven't caught you live in weeks. Happy to be watching on a sneak at work. Hey there, don't get caught, right? So, for those of you that bought these little boards, there's still a few left. They're great. I'm not going with the direction of the hook, right? Because it would be like this. And I don't like how those lines look horizontally. I want them vertical. And I want this one that has a little gap down at the bottom. And I'm just making this like this. I'm making it permanent. I love it. I can put it up on my shelf in the kitchen with my ironstone. It will look great. Lourdes is laughing. Oh, man, I remember those days, Lourdes, when I was in a situation like that, working. And I'm like, I got to go check this out. All right, I'm using my favorite Tight Bond. I also love Aleene's Tacky. It just takes much longer to come out, right? So I'm putting a huge blob right in the middle, just like that, right? Just in the middle, because this is not flush. This did not get glued down and is not getting glued down when wet. I did the inlay on this, and it was all done while this mold was dry. So I'm just smushing that in. That's the technical term. And that's it. And I'm going to go sit this down, let it dry, and it will be fine. And I love, if you see that little bit of dimension there, that shadow. I love that. And I will have this in my kitchen. All right. And if you're really picky, you could measure from the edge of your mold to the sides, edge to the sides. Same with these 2 points and these if you want to make sure it's really square. Okay, and then you let it dry. That's it. You don't do that on a piece of furniture because furniture gets knocked around and stuff. And when I do molds on furniture, it's absolutely flush. Hey, Deborah, how are you doing? Danielle, good morning. Hey, you guys. All right. So we've got our plaque, right? The one I got at Goodwill. Today, I want to form that heart. And boing. And I'm going to use my molds, my iron orchid molds, right? And I'm thinking I'm going to use, I really love this one. And don't make fun of me with this. They're a mess. I never seem to clean them. Hey, Amber. Hey, great morning. It is a great morning, right? Anytime we're having fun making something. So I've got my clay. And then, by the way, at the end, I want to show you guys, this is the Metallico. This is the new gold. This is the bright gold metallic paint. And I'm going to make this even more dimensional. I mean, this gold paint's really beautiful. And they have an old gold that sometimes I'll mix together. But I want to do some leafing over it to show you how I get that really, really... like a lot of depth with leafing and gold. Good morning, Lisa. You can't wait to get your molds. Yay. That's right. That's going out today. That was all packed up. I just have to make your label and that's going out. And by the way, Lisa, and anybody else that's local, especially when you see the new iron orchid, you're going to be like, oh my God, because it's gorgeous. It's like me. I got to have everything. If you're local to Deep River, Connecticut, I have a spot at G's Treasures. And I think, Lisa, you were there. It's kind of hard to get all the iron orchid in there, but I'm going to be going down. I haven't had a car. One of my sons is borrowing my car because his car crapped out. It's at the mechanic. And I am going to have a couple of each of the new iron orchid. When it's released, I'm going to bring it down there. But what I wanted to say is, until I figure out how to do in-store pickup again on my website, you could just order at chalkmercantile.com. Let me know you're going to pick it up. You could put it in the notes during your order or email me. And I will refund your order and you could pick it up in Deep River. That's the long and short of it, right? Deborah, yeah, that gold would be great for my Mardi Gras project. Deborah's down in Louisiana, so she's working on you. There you go again, Jane. It is. It's a really, really nice gold, and when you add leafing to it, it's beautiful. You could even put the copper leafing over the gold for a really intense look. So anyway, you guys, I am doing in-store pickup for locals who are near Deep River, Connecticut. My spot is at G's Treasures. It's right on Main Street. I forgot the number, but I posted it on my pages, so you can see it there. And I will refund your shipping if you want to pick it up, and then I'll leave it there for you. So no worries, because wait till you see the new one coming out. Oh, it's crazy. All right, as you know, I use little cornstarch. And I'm going to use, this is the Olive Crest. I absolutely love this mold. And I'm going to use these two kind of olive boughs. They're not really branches. Is there a difference? I don't even know. There probably is no difference, right? And I'm just dusting. Give it a smack. And I'm going to move this for a second. And by the way, you guys, for people that like texture, look at the texture with milk paint. I added nothing to that except water. It's water and milk paint. And you get all that great texture. All right, where's my clay? Good morning, Julie. Lisa. The new products come out. Mine are pre-ordered the beginning of February. And again, I was yapping about my text group this morning because I'm considering getting rid of it. Because I don't do a lot of like selling with it. I just kind of let you guys know when I go live. And you know, and I love you all being here, coming live, but it isn't really, it's like, it's not upping, you know, we all do this, all of us on Facebook, because we want to up our numbers. And it's not doing that. So I'm like, I'd rather spend that money on getting more products in, you know, cool stuff. So, you know, you could, Lisa, if you're not part of my text group, you could join it. The number's in the comments, because I won't get rid of it, if I do get rid of it, until the new release, the new IOD release. So that way I can let my membership members know, and then everybody else when it comes in, because I know everybody's really anxious to get that. But let me know what you think about the texting app that I use. You know, what do you hate it? Do you like it? Is there something you'd like to hear about from me that I'm not doing? Because, you know, you could just follow me on Facebook, and then mess around with the, you just click on following settings, I think it is. You just click on following, and you can get notified. Deborah saying no! All right, Deborah. Oh, I'm going to have to grow it more. I'm going to have to talk about it more. I'm not good at selling stuff like that, you know? So again, Lisa, it's the beginning of February. And if you're local and you go to chalkmercantile.com and you're like, Jane, you're out of this, you know, I'll be placing orders as it sells out, right? Because it's not limited edition stuff. So we don't need to worry about that, which is really good. And it's really my favorite release so far. Okay. Love it. Deborah saying, all right, I am going to, now you see me press that in there. It's really good for your hands. And I use my Iron Orchid burnishing tool, and I'm just going to push this away. Don't remove it from the mold like I just did. But I just do this, and I kind of start at the middle and push out. You could use a credit card, works really well. Just don't use anything metal, because you'll gouge your molds. And that will ruin them. These are really sturdy, but gouging them will ruin them. All right. And then blob up that extra clay. Oh, and by the way, one of my wonderful members, well, all my members are wonderful. But one of them, I think it was Shannon, right, you guys? She posted this really cool mold in our private membership group that she made using like toilet paper or maybe paper towels. And can you give us a hint? Deborah, those hints are going to be coming out soon. It's just gorgeous. It truly is. This release, it's so cohesive. The designs all work together, and they're right up my alley. Let's just put it that way. I was just like beside myself. Really, really nice. So you just have to wait and see. You know, the Iron Orchid sisters, I'm always afraid of doing the wrong thing, because, you know, it's like, don't share it until this date. So I kind of stay quiet, but they'll be giving little hints. So make sure you go check out their Instagram and their Facebook page, and you'll see, because it's just so beautiful. Anyway, getting back to Shannon. Shannon made this mold, and it was made with, like, Danielle, I think, and Deborah, you guys are in there. Nadine, it was made, credit cards are for Chalk Mercantile. Well, the good thing is, Deborah, right? As a member, as a Service Anthology member, you get 20% off. So that's the best, right? But Shannon made this mold using the toilet paper and like paper towel. Nadine's saying, I can't stand the suspense. I know. That's how I felt too. Every time, you know, they say, oh, we're going to be doing a release to a stockist. I'm like, just show it to us. Just show us what you're doing. I can't wait. And then Brenda sent me a tutorial of this really cool technique for these molds. I don't know how it would work with small molds like this, but it's by Gina Luker. Brenda, are you on? But because I'm pretty sure it was by Gina Luker. And have you guys tried this yet? And you use like toilet paper and paper towel and you kind of spritz it and then press it down. It is very, very cool. I have to try it, right? I have to give it a go. But it's like it's paper mache. Okay, so here's our board. And then you just kind of roll these out like this. All right. Yeah. Last time I did this, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I made a heart like this a couple of years ago, but I used a laurel wreath, and I love it, but it's really big. Hey, Lourdes is saying, oh, I saw that the other day. Can't remember who did it. I don't want to, I think, there's Brenda. Yep, on YouTube. She also uses Mod Podge between the layers. So Brenda, she was using, paper towel, was it paper towel? And it does take a long time to dry, but it's a very cool, it's an alternative, right? To paper clay. All right, there's one side. Let's see. This one doesn't want to come out. Maybe I need to start cleaning my molds. Here we go. Come on, you. Just pull that out. Same thing. These molds are just fabulous to shape. Now this side is longer, right? No problem. How pretty is that? Oh, I just love it. And when we did the one of the projects in the membership, you could cut these apart with like an X-Acto blade, kind of tuck them in here and there, and it looks really, really cool. So what I do when I'm kind of playing around with a design like this is I put it down and then I let it kind of get a little bit dry, get a little bit crunchy, so that I can kind of slide it off, on my hand, put glue on it and glue it down. Yeah, Brenda, post a link to that. We can all give it a shot. Thank you. Oh, wow. We have... Deborah is saying, I use Pixie's mold putty to make molds. I haven't tried that. Well, I haven't tried a lot. They last forever. That's nice, Deborah. That's going to be gorgeous, right? Thanks, Deborah. I hope so. How could you go wrong, right? And then Lourdes is saying she uses both toilet paper first, then finishes with paper towels. Now, I imagine because the toilet paper first in a mold is going to be finer as the first layer. So when you take it out, it doesn't have that paper towel texture, right? We don't want to see that. Oh, Cheryl, you're so sweet. Oh my God. They're such beautiful casting, Danielle says. Cheryl, have you seen the video we're talking about is it Gina Luker? It is, right, Brenda? I think you said that. And she does, I can't imagine that you can do them with really fine little areas. Maybe you can. So many products, so little time and money. Exactly. Exactly. You can get yourself crazy. In fact, I am, we did inventory, right? My husband did, because I get like my dyslexia just flares up and I'm standing there staring at, and I'm like, did I count that one? Did I count that one? Right? And now I'm gonna do a like inventory and try to organize my little studio here, because I've got so many products, I don't know what I have. And it would be great to look right on a page and say, oh yeah, I do have that, it's over there, rather than buy it again. Oh, sure, you got to check it out. It's very cool. It really is. All you need that you would, I guess, would have to buy. You already have, most people have toilet paper. So you could do the whole thing in toilet paper, I imagine, but like Mod Podge. Or you could use, didn't we used to use as kids flour and water, right? And Deborah's asking, the toilet paper and paper towel are used in place of paper or air dry clay. Yes. The other thing is, as you see me making molds, right? It's got a flat back, okay? So if you're making a mold where you're pushing in the layers of toilet paper and paper towel, you're going to have a hollow back. So you have to consider that if you want to glue it. Cheryl, oh man. See that? Cheryl's saying, I love to organize other people's things. My own needs help. That's how I am. I can really tell people how to get it done. I love to, but with my own stuff, it's nearly impossible. It's all fiber, right? Exactly, Cheryl. Thank you, Brenda. So guys, check it out. Try it. I mean, if you have the stuff around, and I always worry, is it going to ruin the mold? No, because I think you let it dry in the mold. They dry in the mold, the layers, So that's what she did. All right, I'm going to glue this down, even though, in the real world, if I'm doing a heart like this, I let it, get even drier, not kind of like the top dry, just so it stiffens up a little. It's not so floppy. But this is fine. So where did I put, there it is, my glue. And the other thing is, I always eyeball things. If you're concerned, you don't want to do something that's really wonky, it might look good sitting in front of you, and then you put it on the wall and it's all askew, right? Measure, right? And you can make little marks, even with white chalk, that'll brush off, from here to here on either side. Where is the middle, right? To me, that's a really important measurement, because then you could put that point where the middle is. And I don't have my ruler, but you could use, no, you can't use this. You need to measure it. Hey, Amber. I have been organizing my stuff because of moving. Yeah, that's when you have to get organized. Great benefit has come from that. I'm getting organized the hard way. Absolutely. And Cheryl saying, I think the word you're looking for is crusty. Exactly. When these molds have a little bit of a crust on top, that's when I move them, but they're still wet underneath. But we're pushing this a little bit. So I've got my tight bond. And I'm just going to lift this up. And if they pull apart, you just glue them back together, right? Yes, measurements are great. Absolutely, Amber, right? Okay. Now, again, I normally, and I don't have my little brush with me, I like to brush the glue on, especially with furniture, so that you get a really nice flush mold on your piece. But I'm just going to do this. Plus, we're not working on furniture today. So I just kind of dotted that on, and then I'm going to turn this over. And if you had it marked, you would kind of just follow those marks. Now, there's Willow, my dog's hair. And I'm going to push this just a little bit out because it is a little, yeah, that's good. You see these little blobs where the glue came out, right? I don't like to leave those because they get shiny. So all I do is I take a brush like this, dip it in some water, and just kind of brush those out. Just pull those out. Did you all watch the mystery box challenge? Oh my goodness, what? The whole thing made me nervous. And I loved what everybody made, but it was nerve-wracking, right? I can imagine how they all felt. Okay. So I just brush those away like that. Now for the other side. And you know I'm going to be doing layers of molds on this. Okay, like this. Same thing. Try to add less. And again, do as I say, not as I do. Brush your glue on. Okay. Same thing. Let's lay it down. And then move this around. And press. When you like it, you press down. Right? Beautiful. How pretty. I mean, you just can't go wrong with olives, right? Are these olives? I think it's called olive crest, right? Yes, you saw most of it, Cheryl. Oh. Brenda's saying, I moved 4 years ago and still have boxes to unpack. Hate it. But you know what, Brenda? I do too. And I've started finally. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. And I've started to go through them. And you just have to, I put on like music that I love to hear. And you just have to just do it. Don't even think about it too much. Go to your Zen place and just start taking that stuff out. Because I am embarrassed to say I've had boxes that we moved from California like 12 years ago. It's crazy. Oh, all my stuff from my hair salon. I mean, it's bananas. Cheryl saw most of it. Julie saw it. Danielle said it made me anxious for the creatives. They got nervous and I got nervous. We're all like, "Bah." Maybe they should do like a cocktail with it, right? Cheryl, the olive crest mold, isn't it gorgeous? Barb, good morning from rainy Oregon. I think we're going to be getting rain. Oh, I hear it's brutal out there, Barb, on the West Coast. Man. And we lived out in Marin. I can only imagine what it's like now. I hope everybody is safe and okay. But it's a beautiful mold. Absolutely beautiful. All right, now, what I want to do is I want to just add show you how I kind of not close this up, but add some other elements. And, I can do, or just how to, start building up. Flippin' Furniture did a shot. You know what? She said that to me, and I thought she was kidding. So Tammy did a shot beforehand. She said, that is hilarious. Barbara's saying, we were going to move to Florida, and my daughters kept saying, does it make your heart sing? I hated it. Yeah, I'm not a Florida person. I'm with you. It's too humid. You guys, I'm going to grab, oh wait, I have a cloth tissue for my nose. But yeah, Florida is too humid for me. I loved Marin County in California, except it always seemed to have extreme weather. Amber said, I had to move and downsized on purpose because I built this place with my own hands. That is incredible. And with Dad's help, so I've had to empty the boxes. Absolutely. And Julie says, I had boxes from when we moved from California 17 years ago. You know what, you guys? It feels really good. Even like, you take that the junk drawer in the kitchen. And from what I understand from like, what is the Marie Kondo? She's Japanese, she's beautiful, and she organizes. You're supposed to empty the whole thing onto a surface, right? Clean out the drawer, and then put back what doesn't serve you anymore. I mean, no, wait. Put back. Cheryl, help me. Put back what serves you and get rid of what doesn't serve you anymore. Oh, my goodness. Jane. Brenda's saying, I'm not a heat person. Me neither. The junk drawer. Cheryl, I have to tell you, I watch all those British, those fancy shows, as Tammy would say. Where did my brush go for my cornstarch? And they say draw. They say draw. And I also listen to books on tape, Audible. They say draw. And I'm like, that's where we got it in New England. It's from when the British came over. And it's not from my mom's Italian side. So I was laughing. I'm like, ha, that's where it comes from. Oh. And Amber's saying, before in my other house, I had boxes for 5 years. Organizing this place has been amazing. I feel so peaceful. That's it. That is it. You feel, I was reading a whole thing about clutter and like depression and anxiety. And it does. It creates anxiety. I come into this room, if I don't tidy up the night before, if I come into my studio the next morning, I feel anxious. Oh, Deborah would all right, Deborah says she would leave it and name it My Open Heart. That's beautiful. And that's what I meant when we were packing, said Barb. You got it. Spark joy. There we go. No, put it in the burn pile. That's what Cheryl's saying. Does it spark joy? Oh, but she's so right. And Brenda's saying she's too hardcore minimalist. She says get rid of that which does not bring you joy. Well, I know. And I do tend to be someone, I'm not a minimalist. I have accepted that. I love my things. And, it's not crazy. Like if you look at my living room, that kind of thing, except for my grandson's toys. But you go to the basement, my studio here, it is my sewing room. Holy cow. It's bananas. And when you can't find stuff, right? I keep posting that meme. The easiest way to find something is go buy a new one. Oh my goodness. I've done it so many times. Say. Julie's saying it was like Christmas when I opened them. I fell in love with things all over again. That's the other thing, right? It's like, oh, I bought that because I loved it. And then it's locked away and you bring it out. And like, that's something that sparks joy. So you got to put it out, right? Cheryl's saying, because that's how it's pronounced. New England, Old England. Absolutely, right, Cheryl? Because Cheryl is from New England. Amber says, yes, I feel peaceful. When I go home, I bought shelving, and organizing stuff is so wonderful. We should do an organizational challenge. Oh my God, can you imagine? We'll all be doing shots. Amber says, I have crafting supplies, so I'm not minimalistic, but very organized now. That's the goal. I mean, it's still my goal, and I'm almost 60. It's crazy. And Cheryl says, we'd all have nothing in our house. Does the can opener spark joy? No. I love that. No, but when you have a can of tuna, that's right. Oh, Cheryl, that's funny. It's true. Oh, and Danielle saying, I can so relate to that meme. Absolutely. Oh, and Deborah's like, she's like, I'm so glad I'm not the only one with boxes. She still has boxes from 4 years ago. Oh. And Amber, you said, yes, I have so many duplicates now. I have Christmas gifts in an organized cabinet. Yep, that's it. And Amber's saying, yeah, 52, and you got there. I'm telling you, it's, I don't know. I think, when we were living in caves or in huts or whatever, there just wasn't all this stuff to accumulate, right? And now it's just all so beautiful. It's always in our face all the time. And we are, we're accumulators. And I'm going to sound sexist, help me, but are women more, are we conditioned to be more, or socialized to be more, to make the nest? Is it a cultural thing? I don't know. But man, I see stuff like I had to have that picture with the little cherubs on it. So you see what I did there, by the way, getting back to making something. Oh my God, there's I did a shot. Tammy, did you do a shot? Seriously? I thought you were joking the other day before the mystery box challenge. And Tammy's going to the dentist. Oh, hey. Right, Cheryl's saying, sorry, but you need a fur rug in that cave. Absolutely. Barb is going through boxes now, and you find it stressful at times. Absolutely. I'm the one who got everything from my grandma and my mom. That's me, Barb. Like, nobody wanted it. I couldn't, and it's almost like letting go of them, but it's not, right? They live in our hearts, but it's this weird thing. Most of my things now spark joy, says Amber. I'm not judging because I had boxes full of stuff I had never unpacked, now unpacked. And you still have furniture that you're going to paint. Now, that's the good stuff. But I'm finally painting stuff for myself first instead of other people. Yes, I love it. Anyway, right? Getting back, I just make a little tiny section of the mold. You don't have to do the whole mold. And maybe I will leave this open. And maybe, Deborah, I'll do something, around like this. But if you wanted to, you could fill, right, an area like that. Do you see what I'm doing? And you just keep building and building and building. I have to tell you, I love this so much. I love the olive crest that I'm thinking of leaving it plain, putting something in the middle. Not this, but I'm just throwing something in there. And when this is dry, I want to paint, but I just want to accent these olives because I love how they look when they're kind of accented. So pretty, right? It is. Hey, Kathy. It is so pretty. Life is so complicated. Right? And don't we make it complicated? Oh. And there you go. Thank you, Brenda. Until you walk into a man's garage. Yes. Okay. That makes me feel better. All right. Here we are, Tammy. I was not kidding. I was sure you were. My nerves were out of control, and Greg made me do one of those tiny fireball bottles. Do you mean a nip? We call those nips in Connecticut. Oh, Tammy. I hear you, though. I know how nerve-wracking that is because you told me, right? Oh, thanks, you guys. Hey, Susan. You love the olive mold. Isn't it beautiful? It is. It's gorgeous. So now what I'm going to do, I could layer a little bit more, but I'm thinking as this evolves, I'm going to actually do more in the middle here. And before we go, I want to show you how I put leaf over gold paint just to add that extra zoom. When it is dry, paint heart, then put glass in the middle and resin over the glass. Oh, Amber doesn't know me well. I haven't used any of that stuff, Amber. I know. And Joni uses it, right? Tammy, have you used it? The glass and the resin, and it reminds me of the tops of, the decks of boats. It's like really, really deep and shiny. Yes, we call those nips, right, Cheryl? Oh, I'll tell you, Greg knows his wife, right? Tammy, did it calm you down? Did it actually help? It probably did, right? Oh, you need to. Okay, I don't even have any of that. It is amazing. I got to try it. Pouring glaze. You guys are all into that, huh? I remember Tammy was using these glass beads in a gel, and I remember ornaments back in the 70s when I was little with those beads, and I think it's really cool. It brings me back. And the same thing with the glass chunks. It reminds me of a lot of stuff from back in the day, mostly the late 70s. Crushed glass, that's what it's called. Thank you, Deborah. All right, well, I'll think about it. It's got to go with my ironstone. I saw it. Oh, you made one. Amber, you can take a picture. Amber is saying, I wish I could take a picture of a resin glass cross I did on canvas. Amber, take a picture. Are you a part, or have you joined the Painted Cottage, our Facebook group? I have that with Tammy from Flippin' Furniture, Joni from Weathered Wings, and Kim from For the Nest. Take a picture and post it in there. Yes, or Fireglass on Amazon. And Tammy's saying, I do think it helped. Well, your book was beautiful. And Tammy, that color red was really, really nice. That was a really beautiful red. I was like, wow, that's a really nice red. I need a lipstick in that color red. All right. So I'm going to let this dry. I'll add some doodads. You might be disappointed. Joined it, Amber. It's free. It's a free group, and you could show off your work in there so I can see it. All right, lastly, so this was just a little mold, one of my little sample molds that I did. I used up some extra milk paint in the middle, and this is the Metallico. This is the Authentico metallic paint. But I wanted to show you how it looks when you even add more gold. If I could get this open. Tammy's saying, I've not messed with the glass and resin. I have not. Amber, it's called the Painted Cottage, and it's a Facebook group. Just go join, and then, they'll get you in there, and then you could show us what you're working on, because I would love to see it. All right, I don't have my little, oh, yes, I do. I did bring it. I pour out you just need a touch of size. Oh, girl. And there's my dog's hair again. Oh. If I don't vacuum here every day, it's everywhere. Okay, so there's let me get that out of there. That's really going to bother me. There is the size. This is the glue that holds the leaf, and I'm just using an artist brush, and I'm just hitting the tops here, okay? I'm just going, you see how that looks? Just hitting the tops. We don't need to saturate this at all. And I go around. Just like that. All right, and then put this in water. I'm going to grab my blow dryer that's moving away from me. Deborah's saying, but if it were mine, I'd leave it just the way it is. It's absolutely gorgeous and classy. I do, Deborah, I do tend to be more of a minimalist when it comes to a lot of the Iron Orchid products and stuff. I put more of the layers in my painting finishes, but yeah, I might, and then I might invite Joni, right? Tammy, Joni's done a lot of that, and she's really good at it. You know what, Amber? I do not use Mona Lisa size. I actually am using one by Sep, and they're like they only do gilding. It's a company that does gilding. I sell the Amy Howard at home size, and it's really good. Really, really good. All right. So when it is no longer milky looking, I want to get closer here. Let's see. Let's bring this in close. There we go. You see right here, it's still milky, just a little bit. We don't want it like that. We want it absolutely clear, but your finger like sticks to it, right? It feels tacky. Deborah's saying to crush, you guys are crushing your glass. So this is that's serious stuff. Joni told us the other day she's using torches. I'm like, oh my God, I could just say, I'll have a horrible accident. You crush your glass, you put it in the oven. When hot, I put it in ice water. Wow, that sounds crazy. And Deborah's saying, I have nippers. Oh, no, Amber is saying to Deborah, I have nippers and cutters. Wow. Here's the gold leaf. You just turn it upside down, press it on. I didn't need to use that big sheet, so I could just pull this off, put it back, right? Get that out of here. And then, I just broke my brush. I just kind of push it in like this. And then brush it away. Just like that. Now this brings, it's so beautiful. It brings a whole other dimension. If you really want to make something really sing, this is what you do. See that? Joni's torching was a blast. Oh, I would have to wear my hair back because I know I'd start my hair on fire. Oh, Amber's saying I have not used it. May have to try it when I run out. Absolutely. Isn't it beautiful? So this is a really, I mean, leafing is so easy, but I have for years used metallic paint under leaf because it's really beautiful, and it's not so flat. Like that gold paint was really nice, but now we have another kind of layer to it. So beautiful, right? Look at that. It's like jewelry. It's like 18 karat. It pops, right? Yep, me too. This gold is great for underneath and on its own. It's really, really nice. This is the Metallico. There's an old gold. Now imagine using an old gold and then you put the gold leaf over it. Stunning, right? Really, really beautiful. Oh, gorgeous, right, Cheryl? It's gorgeous. I love it. So you guys, that's it for today. Join, and by the way, you got to keep kind of going in there just to get, if there's any little bits, because you don't want them, if you're going to wax a piece, you don't want those getting into the wax. You really want to make sure you remove any excess. This I won't wax because it's not furniture. Deborah's asking, have you ever used milk paint to paint in an entire room? I have not. I've used lime, L-I-M-E. We did a lot of walls in our old building that we had, but I have sold quite a bit of paint, Miss Mustard Seed milk paint. People will special order it for me, especially because Connecticut, we have a lot of antique houses, and they paint their walls with the milk paint, and they love it. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, absolutely. You absolutely can do it. Yes, it is gorgeous. Thanks, Amber. I appreciate it. So we did a bunch of little stuff today, and we don't necessarily, I love the shape of a heart. I love it, love it, love it. It doesn't have to be for Let's move out a little bit here. It doesn't have to be for, oh, that's a little too much. Okay. It doesn't only have to be for Valentine's Day is what I'm saying. Hearts are just a beautiful, beautiful shape. There it is. There's our original design, right? Here's with just a little section added down there. But it's beautiful, right? And you could kind of put that up and leave it up all year long if it makes you happy. Yay, Danielle, so that was fun. Amber, you've done the German schmear with milk paint. Absolutely, it's perfect for brick. We need a home tour of your town. Cheryl, did you see the inn that Rick and I went to the other night? The Griswold Inn. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. What a town. The house next door sold, I think, for over $6 million. And it's like a 300-year-old house that was redone and restored. It was really beautiful. You like the second design, Amber. Thanks for the inspiration as usual. Absolutely, Deborah. All right, you guys, go have some fun organizing, right? Put on your Zen music. Maybe do a nip of, I think Tammy said it was Fireball, but whatever will get you to do. And don't, and I, for me, to stop getting overwhelmed, I say, I'm not going to get this all done in a day. It's going to be in sections. You love Susan Hay. You love the Grizz, right? It's fabulous. I love being in that old part where the bar is and that fireplace. I just love it. All right. Hey, Barb is saying have a great day, everybody. I know, Cheryl, you should see these houses. Oh, absolutely. You didn't do it with milk paint. Oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. Well, we'll continue this conversation because I love milk paint. I love using it and I love talking about it. Julie, you too. Have a great rest of your day. Everybody have a good one. And